intuition. But their mind is not aware enough to go beyond the way we do. We have a physical body, and we have this essence about us that is spiritual. It's energy. You can measure it. Scientists can sit there and measure this energy, and they know the minute it leaves the body, that body flatlines, and it immediately begins to disintegrate. It's off to another place. And if you sit there long enough, you will see that body go back to nothing. How's that possible? How is it possible to see something that's material vanish? Because everything's vibrating, and everything's energy. Perpetual transmutation of thought energy, perpetual transmutation of creation is what you're seeing all around you. If you go build a home, and if you don't paint it, and you don't take care of the exterior, you'll watch it vanish into thin air. If you sit there long enough with a camera, you just watch it disappear. Nobody really thinks about that. We have the ability to go beyond what man can see. That's a beautiful thing. That's powerful. We have the ability to go beyond man's eye. How do we do that? Imagination.
Before we go further, I want to add something, Abraham. Can you guys hear me? Before you go further, I want to add something. We explained that we're a spiritual being and living in a physical body, right? Who is here today in this seminar coming here for better life, for success? Who's here? It was for success, right? What if I tell you that you are successful? You have everything within you that you need to become successful in a physical world. But your spiritual DNA is perfect. Doesn't need any improvement. Doesn't require any improvement. We're here, you're not here to start becoming successful. You are already successful. You're here to become aware who you are. You're here to become aware the greatness within. That's what he's talking about. So everybody goes to these seminars, they go to these workshops because they're looking something outside of themselves. They don't know that they have everything that they need within. All you got to do is just become aware of it. Isn't that amazing?
The child was perfect. The child came perfect. That's why everybody's attracted to the child. Oh, they didn't want to just touch the baby because they know it's perfect. Until it gets the ideas.
Yeah. From environment, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. When we say we're successful, your mechanism worked just perfect. You're turning idea into reality, right? It works perfect. Doesn't need any modification. The key here is what ideas are you turning into reality? So when I'm saying successful, meaning that you're working perfectly. The problem that individual has is they're seeing the results and they don't understand how this mechanism works. They see the result. They judge themselves off of their results. And they think, that they don't do good. They can't do that. That's for just him. He's lucky. She had the money. Her parents had the money. She came from this family. We always make all these excuses and we put ourselves down, but we don't understand that if our performance is not good, he said earlier, see, you're a performer. If our performance is not good, if we're not getting the result that we want, the reason for it is because of the ideas that we're playing with and the way we're programmed. It's not you. You're perfect.
The ideas you're releasing. We don't get ideas, we release them. You don't get energy, you release energy. If you're out of energy, jump up and down. All of a sudden you got more energy? No, you released it. You released what was locked up. Majority of people have so much negativity locked up, when they go to release, it's more baggage. If you're letting out baggage, you're putting in baggage. Who is my mind? My mind is a center divine operation. Whatever ideas that you're working with, you're releasing. Not only are you releasing, you're attracting. Right here, these higher faculties, we all use them. We use our imagination. We use our perception. We're going to put these in a better order. Imagination is the first thing that started. I want everybody to change the word thinking and start replacing it with imagining. You've been thinking the results. You've really been imagining into results. Your whole life, you've been imagining. Have you not? Think about everything that you've done from the beginning of time that you can check yourself. Hey, damn, I was imagining into results. I was imagining into doing this, imagining into doing that, imagining and going over there, imagining to talk to him, imagining to talk to her, imagining to put this together and plot and plan. Everything was imagining into form.
Good or bad?
Everything. So here we have the higher faculties, yet we're using them at a lower level of consciousness, which is normal. That's not uncommon. That's why common people stay in the common areas and do the common things, because we're doing what they normally do. We took their ideas. That's normal. It's the individuals that go beyond, that don't think like the masses. The man that says, I want to harness light. He went beyond the rigid rule. He went beyond what man does. He's thinking of a higher consciousness. Now, who in the world would accept the fact that he could take lightning, take electrical vibrations, and harness them into form? Who's thinking that high of consciousness? Do you know the Wright brothers? Their father was a bishop, and he said that they would die in hell for having the vision that they would take flight. Why? Because they're thinking beyond what's known. They're thinking beyond what they think is possible. What right do they have to go and do what God does? But yet you've seen man use his creative imagination to bring everything into form today. Nobody questioned that. When we go to a higher consciousness, what we're doing is we're becoming more aware of ourselves. When you go back to yourself and you check yourself in the mirror, you're going back to your limited beliefs. Some of you. Some of you say, no, I'm more. I know I'm more. All I have to do is go back upstairs and get an image and bring that into form. I've got to work a vision. The vision will work me out of my current existence. Think of the man that said, well, I no longer want to lay on the ground and I want to build a chair. Where in the hell did he get the idea to build a chair from when there was no chair? I was laying on the ground, scratching my head, scratching my noodle. Why would he think of a chair? He was imagining beyond where he was at. And he was imagining, oh, what would it be like? Oh, what would it be like to sit and rest? Take the weight off my legs, rest my back, and heck, maybe even recline and move. What was he doing? It was in his imagination. It took him beyond where he was at. Now, when we look here, we're using imagination to go where? We use a perception. Whose perception are we using? When we think from our box, from our subconscious, whose perception are we using?
Oh, sorry.
Do you have the mic?
We have audience online, so they can't hear you. Turn it on.
There we go. We're going by the perception of everybody who's contributed to the program that we currently live by.
Wonderfully said.
Like we were just talking the other day about it, what Henry Ford had said. If he had asked the world what they needed, they'd have told him faster horses and smoother buggies.
Why?
That's what they knew.
There you go. That's what you know. The average individual doesn't go upstairs. if you always look at event horizon, what's event horizon? What's event horizon? Anyone know what event horizon is? Everything you see at the level of your awareness. Where's your eye see? Normally on land. Where are we normally thinking from? From what they're doing and what you're seeing. So if your mind's eye is always looking on what they do, you get more what they have. I was looking around and I said, I don't want what they have anymore. Well, if I don't want what they have, that means I've got to go beyond how they think. I've got to go beyond how they imagine. I walked around. What did you imagine you were going to be? Oh, well, I guess what my family did. Oh, what did you imagine you were going to be? Oh, well, I guess. Well, why didn't you do that? Oh, and every time I found circumstances outside of themselves that controlled their behavior and going to go do that. And majority of the people that I went and asked in my surroundings never really imagined. They just took on what was going on around them and they accepted it. And that's why they stayed there. I grew up in poverty. Their imagination didn't go very far. The perception was being ruled by the area, and that area didn't go very far. Their memory, where did it come from? Well, from their perception that came from the imagination of the people around them. How did they reason? Well, they reasoned back and forth with their memory and their perception that starts from their imagination. And then I asked them, well, the will, where's the will? Everybody says, well, God gave man free will. They do have free will, but very rarely do they select anything beyond what they know how to do. Why are you stuck? Everybody has free will, right? Everybody has free will. We have the ability. Will is your ability to select an image beyond any image. Will is the ability to select images. How wonderful is that? That's what the will is. Will is the ability to select an image. And we've been all working with images. We all have.
I'm sure when we talk, I listen very carefully to people when we talk. They said, hey, I don't have that willpower. I can't do that. I don't know if I can do it. And every one of us has that willpower. Is how we use it and what image that we put it toward. If we talk about persistent, and a lot of people talk about why I'm always procrastinating to go do things. Why don't I have that will to go step into and take care of things that I need to take care of. We always have and we always have persistent. The thing is, we change the images on the way out, doing things because we didn't believe that's possible. We're on our way. We pick it. We've said. We start setting a goal, and you have this image that your emotion involved. You start taking action toward that image, and you start using your willpower and persistent. And then on the way, you start thinking, I don't know if this is possible. I don't know if this is for me. Or you start failing, and you think, I can't do this. This is not for me. Or because you don't know the cause, what's causing that, and you've seen the known effect, you blame it on God or blame it on other things. Oh, I don't think so. This is for me.
Now you're getting it. So now he's going to the problem. The root was himself.
You switch. You didn't think that image that you're seeing is doable. You didn't believe it on the way getting there. What you did, you switched to image was lesser. What's possible. And you use your willpower and persistence to go do what? What you thought is possible.
It's because the self-image didn't change in himself. If your self-image, you're trying to change something outside of yourself, you got to change inside. Yeah. And what a lot of people miss, and that's where you're trying to get to, they miss that their own self-image didn't switch. If your self-image doesn't change, you're not going to change the outside because you never changed the inside. People are all around the world trying to change something outside of themselves. They got to change the inside first. It's a self-image. The reason why they can't step into a new self-image is because they're not willing to let go of the old self-image. They keep bringing in the predictable past into the predictable future because they never let go of the person that they are.
Yeah.
These higher faculties, if we understand, if we use our program with these higher faculties, we build more of the program. But if we take these higher faculties to a higher consciousness and we think from the vision, we'll create something completely new. That's a trick. Mm-hmm. I was using a lower consciousness with the higher faculties. I looked at all of my environment. They were all using the higher faculties. They all imagined. Natural one, did you imagine? Did you imagine? You imagined? Yes, they all imagined. But they never changed their perception about what they're imagining. So they didn't change the inside. Therefore, they never changed the outside. So all these people stay right on plan. Here's the trick. Take these same higher faculties with the vision on purpose. Guess what you're going to have? A different outcome. Why? Because you're going to use the imagination
in a structured way
to take you
life. Yeah.
off to a new path. But if you use the program, your beliefs, with your imagination, you're going to get more of the same. Yeah. What's your why? This is what drove me outside of what I knew how to do. The why was bigger than my program. My why was bigger than my surroundings. My why is still bigger than what you'll see here today. What you're seeing right now is a manifestation that I already had years ago. All the companies we had, I had already built them before.
Where? Where did you build them?
My imagination. I've got books ahead of time. And nobody can deny it anymore. I'll go pick a book off the shelf. And the people that were around me at the time are saying, oh yeah, he was saying he was going to do that. And now it's there. Oh, he was saying he was going to do that. And now it's there. Nobody can deny that everything around was already pre-written. Mm-hmm. Because my why was bigger than my circumstances. My vision, my purpose was on purpose. Persistently taking action towards what? Make a decision to create and live the life that you truly want. Creator's life by design. Why? Because we're more.
So now that you guys understand more, let me ask you a question. What does decision mean to you? What does decision mean to you? Clarity, vision. What does it mean to you, Chris? No, not you. You've been studying with us. Stuart, you. What does decision mean to you? Huh?
Where I'm going to go.
Okay. Brianna, what does decision mean to you? Yeah.
A commitment.
There you go. Okay. What does decision mean to you? Okay, good. But I want you guys to tell me the technical part of it. Huh? There you go. That means I choose this image, what I want to see, and I'm going to impress it in my subconscious mind. I'm going to start taking action to bring that image, like you said, commitment, and bring that image into fruition. That's what decision means. That means regardless of what's going on, I decide what I want to see. And I'm not going to stop until I see what I want to see. That's the definition of decision. Because now you guys understand, you're the transformer, right? I just explained that at the beginning to Joe, how we are transformer. So now that you're a transformer, then now you know what you have and you know what you're doing. Now you can select the image and ideas where you want to be, and you're going to say, I'm going to make a decision that this is what I want to see. And next question it might come to your mind is going to say, oh, okay, well, how? Because that's the next thing we're going to think. How am I going to do that? You don't have to worry about the how. The how will come on the way. When you start taking action and you make a decision, this is what I want to do, idea will come. You remember I was telling you guys, the conscious mind originates thoughts according to what you're thinking and what your emotion involved with. When you make a decision, The how will come because universe or universal intelligence is going to send you the idea to support you to fulfill your desire. That's what every one of you guys are doing. Every one of you guys are fulfilling your desire, whether you like those results that you're getting or not. That's why I said you guys are successful. But the desire that you have is in your subconscious mind, is according to your programming. Even the result that somebody is sitting here that says, hey, I'm not successful, I'm not getting the result that I want. The result that you're creating is based off of your desire that has been given to you through environment that you're not even aware of.
Yeah, your why is either your own. That means you're going to make your own vision, or your why is